Hine inside. Brookings with a run at second for Hagerstown.
Oh yeah.
It looks like
It's almost like it pushes towards that
Yeah.
third base line.
it's tripped me out a few times. It makes me think he's throwing the third.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah. Well, that is interesting. But that's his natural movement.
Yeah.
Strike count to Brookings with a run at second. Gospel long inside Brookings Watts. And runs at first and second for Hagerstown from Maryland.
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 13, Landon Myers.
His job is to move the runners up. If he doesn't get a base hit, move the runners, play for 1 run or 2 runs. Fastball hit the left center field. They go to the wall. 1 run comes in. And now the second. 2-run double. With a couple of 3-run doubles in one game yesterday. The ball was poked really well to left center field. Linton come to the plate, number 21, left-hander. So 2 runs in for Hagerstown. Swinging the bat this morning.
Now
Doing more
batting
than showing up.
for Hagerstown, number 21, Mason Linton.
Fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Now his job, like the others, is to move the runner to third base. They want to hit the ball on the right side. Second baseman playing way over. Tries to bunt it foul. 1 hop, bad throw. Another run comes in for Hagerstown. They have an error on that throw. Myers comes in. 3 runs, Hagerstown. And they have a runner at second base on the overthrow.
Now batting for Hagerstown, Chase Diller.
Huh?
I'll say. Because I didn't look, I just roll off memory. Yeah, and then I thought, that's his name, right?
That's pretty good that you remember that.
I'll get to the point where I know most of them. We may not remember. Remember Orlando Gary? Let's see. 14 is 99 is Ryder Million.
That's impressive.
It's easier to do that than keep the bags.
Check and see how we are on baseball.
Oh, good morning. Morning, bud.
Morning.
Any breakfast for you over there?
Wow.
No Alf, right?
No.
Could have had him though. If that kid's in position, we got him.
Now batting number 1, Luke Bird.
Luke Bird batting for Hagerstown.
Yeah.
With runners at first and third. And 3 runs in. Effective third and first, and nobody had a big lead. Not for ball.
It's not a problem.
The runner will score from forward.
And that's his natural move.
Let's discuss this ball run. They call that in high school quite a bit. Pretty sensitive, the umpires.
He doesn't have to go to therapy. He just can't come home.
Yeah. Throws my it just sometimes they like twitch their lip and then like
His catcher agrees to
oh he's agreeing with
the
him.
catcher did right now, I think. It's like,
Ground fouled on the first baseline.
See what it does.
Maybe the last game yesterday was won on a dribbler down the first baseline. Which really, when foul grounds came back, she let it foul. First baseman decided not to play it. Cost them the game. Once it goes foul, kick it out of the way.
0-1, Blue. 0-1.
No balls and 1 strike. Run at second.
Because he never threw. Maybe he
In Hagerstown from Maryland. Outside, throw it down second. And run her back safely. Down low, the runner stays at second base. Very moderate lead at second base. On a high curve, catches the inside corner against Bird, number 1. Team to count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, that's when Bird's in the throw a bunch of ball off the first base line. Actually, be better third base line. Fastball right down the pipe. Strike 3. Not sure what he was looking for.
No.
He might have been fooled. Cost from 65 comes to bat a right-hander for Hagerstown. I remember him playing yesterday. Right-hander against right-hander, runner at second. 3-3 game. Go looking fastball to knees. Right
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 65, Chase
against
Cosner.
Hagerstown from Maryland. Bonnie from DR. He's trying to put the ball in play.
no.
Curve a little bit high. Nice hit to center field, base hit. Runnable score. Out by the center fielder. Actually went to third on single, then the error brought the runner home, Dillard. There were 24 across the plate.
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 4, Bryce Lowry.
Lowry, number 4, comes to bat with a chance to add some more runs for Hagerstown. With a runner at first, with RBI. Go back to first. Fouled off to left outfield, Lowry. That's the pitcher's main priority in the situation. Get the batter out. Don't worry about the runner at first. He only has a 5-foot lead. And if it was like Ricky Henderson, another story, he throws back over there, but got to focus on the batter. Get out of the inning. Wide open stance for Lowry. By the catcher, backstop, and was fouled. He was swinging and missed possibly. So the run was at second base. So Hagerstown has another base runner in scoring position, and they've been picking him up. Really good RISP here in this particular inning. Shallow on the outfield. It was high and away. Runner goes for third. And that fastball definitely sailed. 1-2 to count. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lowry. Just trying to get a piece of the ball, get it somewhere. Coerce somebody to make a play in the infield. Got the outside corner. Strike 3. And then comes to bat number 10 with a runner at third. Right-hander against right-hander. Backed up a little bit in the outfield, left, center, and right field. Fastball high and tight.
I'm gonna have to hit the signal strong. Yesterday, what I did.
Fastball fouled away off to the right. Not a play. Hamlin
Had
had a look at a couple of pitches, and now he's ready to take his rips. That orange and blue bat. I like the lime green that I saw him yesterday. So it looks like he's ready for action. Hamlin. Moving straight with stance, a little bit closed. Slider catches the outside corner with that black part on the plate.
It's 1 and 2. 2 out.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Plays at first for the Dominican Republic. Fouled away off to the left.
This catch was so good.
Blocking.
Yeah. Swing him along.
Curve got him swinging. Ball's dropped. And the throw to first in time. A big inning for Hagerstown. They pick up 4. Lead 4-3 over the Dominican Republic.
Nobody right there.
Union Productions live streaming action here from the Pony 13 and Under International World Series in Modesto.
Hitting shoes today.
Belfast Ballpark on
hitting
North
shoes
Peppermint.
today.
There
Trying to
we
keep
got
going
some
here.
rest.
Technical issues. Basically, could not figure out, but we just keep on going.
Dominican off.
I'm gonna tell you,
His last name.
everything is set up perfectly. About
Dominican.
10 minutes
32.
before we went on the
32.
air, but I don't know what happened. Had a camera in a great position, and a few other things, and then had to move the camera and repatch it, and
Gotcha.
everything. That's a pretty good shot. Like I said, we have bars and a screen in front of the press box, so a hard
Okay.
ball,
14.
it's not going to break the
It's
illusion.
they're
You
changing
kind
up.
of
So now it's going to be 14.
jiggle
14
the-
Long day yesterday.
Yeah, it
Video
wasn't long
around
enough
it.
for sure.
Tell you what, that Tito's tonic tasted good out.
I have
Which
the audio
one?
and the video in sync.
Spell this dude's name.
Down on
Two
fire.
things more than one.
How many did you drop?
I was way up, wasn't I? I was trying to get fancy.
Okay, you're watching games that are live and on demand on Beeman Productions.
Sorry,
A portion of those purchases will go to Philly baseball. One game is $2,
Problema.
all day access $5, monthly subscription, including Pony 1300 World Series, it's $12. For download and queries, email bandinproductions@gmail.com. I scored first inning for both teams.
14 on the hill.
Now pitching for Hagerstown, Manny Brookins. Now batting for the Dominican Republic, number 3, Jay Feast.
I'm gonna do score.
Four three Hagerstown over the Dominican Republic. Slow curve hits the outside corner for a strike. He goes down looking, 1 out.
Now batting for the Dominican Republic, Panagua.
Good ball to right field. Great catch. Actually, I thought it was hit better than that, deeper. They were not playing him deep, they were playing very shallow. He was out in front of it. 2 outs for the Dominican Republic.
That's a sense of.
Now batting for Dominican Republic, number 15, Asensio.
It's a drive to center field for a base hit. It's a big round. He heads back. I think he will try to steal at first base. Like he has that speed, hit and run. Why not? 2 outs.
Now batting
4-3.
for the Dominican Republic, number 10, Torres.
So he's a guy that's going to take a sizable lead because I think he knows how to steal. I can tell by the way he runs. Back to first, diving back safely. If you can return to first base standing up, you don't have a big enough lead. And the stretch, and he goes. Great jump too. No way to throw the ball. He had that stolen. And he's at second base in scoring position. Speed on base tasks, 1-run differential between Hagerstown and the Dominican Republic. He's almost going that time. Well, his lace foul down the third base line. You're just going to make that pitcher nervous out there when you're on bases, especially at second base. Fake like you're going stop, act like you're not going, and take off into the pitcher's head. Now he's taking off. He has third base stolen easily, so second and third. That's what I like. Both times he stole off the pitcher, not the catcher. Pitcher made a throw. Well, the runner at third with great speed and a chance to add a run. Fastball hit to center field. It's hot, so going in string at third base. 4-3, Hagerstown. 5-3 over the Dominican Republic in Modesto.
Most of our time, I know they say we cheat. You know, that player will have that expression.
Yeah, no. Thought you were only like 13.
5-3, Hagerstown over Dominican Republic. The second inning, Weaver will start things off in 22 for Hagerstown.
All right, now batting for Hagerstown, leading off the inning, number 22, Andrew Weaver.
Strike. Third baseman playing up, along with the first baseman, shortstop, and second base, about mid-range. Fastball grounded foul on the third base line. .284 down that left field line, and 273 down right field. Basically, very little breeze in Modesto today, but the temperatures would be, I guess, in the lower 90s. Very nice for the Central Valley. Up in Sacramento, I think they will have a 100-degree temperature day coming up this week, but generally most of the highs will be in the low to mid 90s. Lows in the upper 60s there. High inside fastball.
No.
A lot of misses low and away. A lot of spin to it. Was fouled. There's a dugout of the Dominican Republic. Well, 10 people up over there. A 2-strike count. Look to center and it falls in. Weaver aboard first base.
Weaver with a
Things off
single.
for Hagerstown.
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 14, Manny Brookins.
Lead for Weaver at first base. He's going. With that on hit and run.
Pretty dear for the league.
Quick throw back to first. Weaver dives back safely. Right-handed batter, right-handed against right-hander. Good lead for Weaver.
Run, please.
High fastball swung on and missed by Brookins. Doesn't look like they're bunting the runner to second base.
Sitting outside.
Swing away. Quick throw to first, not in time. You take a lead of 15 feet, you might as well go. Down and low. It's ball 4, so runners are first and second for Hagerstown. Next coming to the plate, number 13. So we have a runner in scoring position and 2 runners on. Hagerstown has done quite a bit offensively in this game, as far as putting people on base.
That one's just, there we go. There's that's one. Line up with 3 motions.
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 13, Landon Myers.
Myers batting with runners at first and second for Hagerstown. They lead 5-3 in this game. Looking for more. Nice lead at second for Weaver. I want to see him going on one of these pitches. Why take a big lead as you're trying to get into the heads of the pitcher? But the kind of lead he has, he should be able to still third base. He has good speed. Third baseman playing up. Looking for the bunt, along with the first baseman. Shortstop playing in the hole. Second baseman near the bag. And runner's going. Weaver has it easily, like I said. The runners are second, third for Hagerstown.
There's nobody even look. But they could camera.
So 2 runners in scoring position for the team from Maryland. They try to add to their lead of 5-3. Fastball down inside. Here comes Weaver, and he will score. I like the dive. Little guy who's aggressive in 22. Good job. Kids like that will play for me anytime. Myers looking to plate the run from third base as we have the score. Another run for Hagerstown. Fastball away from the catcher. The run stays at third. Infield playing up. The fastball inside corner. Shortstop on the grass. Second baseman on the infield dirt. First baseman at the fringe of the grass. Ball's hit to short. Bobbles it. Everybody's safe. Run scores. It's lean. Runner safe first. Had to hurry it. Was not going to get the runner going from second to third. His only play was at first base. Linton coming up 21. Well, Hagerstown putting up the numbers today. And now we have another conference on the mound.
First. Looks like he put on his first baseman.
Now pitching for Dominican Republic. Número 11 Rodriguez. Now batting for Hagerstown, number 21, Mason Linton.
Batter takes a pitch down low, number 21, run at first. Hagerstown has 7, Dominican Republic 3. A lot of runs scored early in this game. Looking for the force out at second base. High and tight fastball. Runner does not go. The pitch is down and away. Still playing him in moderate depth in right field. Kind of shallow in center. About the same situation in the left. Fastball about letter high. Starting with 3 in the second inning. Game 1 today on Saturday. Inside fastball swung on and missed. He could not get around on that. So a 2-strike count to Linton. He doesn't use batting gloves, by the way. Fastball in low. Linton walks. The 2 runners on base for Hagerstown at first and second base.
Now batting
Yeah,
for
look,
Hagerstown, number 24, Chase Diller.
2 players today that don't use batting gloves. He uses dirt like we used to back in the day. Verbal hands. Now you have gloves for when you run bases because people dive forward. Put pads on your elbows, pads on your ankles. High thigh fastball in there for a strike to Diller, number 24. Slide on fastball, nice bunt. And first base line catcher has it, goes in first, just in time. It was a good play. So Hagerstown has a runner at third. Good play by the catcher. Jumped on that quickly. Made a fine throw, accurate throw to first base.
1 down.
And they can score.
Now
one,
batting, number
sacrifice
1,
fly,
Luke Bird.
or bunt to third or first, or even a ground ball. Now, at short and second, they're playing, now they're coming up. They're at mid-range. Got to cut off that run at the plate. Of course, at first and third, they're playing up in case of the bunt. Short and second on infield grass. 1 out. 1 at third. 7-3. Slide on fastball. Hit in the air to left field. That's pretty deep. It's going to roll to about the running track. 2 runs will score. Nice double. 2-run double.
Now batting, number 65, Chase Cosner.
Well, Hagerstown really swing the aluminum today. And balls into the alley. So they're on quite a bit. 9-3. Hossman comes up to bat again, number 65. Looking to get in double digits and runs very early in this game. And fastball gets away from the catcher. The runner moves up to third base. So definitely in a scoring position.
What?
Yeah, you go be in production on with you see? By surprise.
What's up, Manny Nunez?
He's
What's going on?
in the house here in the
You're in
flesh.
the area?
Yeah. Decided to
We
make
got
a
the master here.
yes, master in disguise.
Ground ball to first base, fumbled, and another run will score for Hagerstown. On the out, so Bird comes across. They have 10 runs right now.
We take over too.
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 4, Bryce Lowry.
I see what's going on. As far as you can go with this.
Lowry at the plate, left-handed goes right-handed, pops it up. Tough play for the shortstop, and it drops about that sun like yesterday. A very high sky, virtually no clouds, and pop flies are difficult at this stage, of the day, and a lot of players had trouble yesterday.
Now batting for Hagerstown, number 10, Trey Hamlin.
Sometimes the last game we've got. We've had a lot of balls hit between shortstop and single field and odd things that I've seen between shortstop and maybe center fielder going into the left field area. Those are tough plays. Not that many, as far as catchers, because you don't have a lot of room behind home plate, so most of the balls hit to the right or left or out of play. But it seems like the shortstop and center fielder have a lot of play and some of that, and maybe left fielder has a lot of it. And spot a catcher, runner moves up to second base. Hagerstown has had a lot of runners in scoring position early in this game.
Where's the?
Stretch, right-hand batter, runner at second, and it's a high fastball in the outside corner. Right fielder's in a lot of depth. And this is the center fielder and the left fielder. Hard to see how much real estate is beyond them, going to the fence. Slide on pitch, he catches the outside corner. Number 11 on the hill. So we have one runner in scoring position for Hagerstown. Looking good today from the outset.
A lot better.
And there's a strike.
Yeah.
Second with a kind of short lead. Ball is hit to right field on a line, base hit.
The run will come across, diving. There I can hear myself. Lowry. That's why the master has to show up for things like this. So I'll tell you, Hagerstown's done a great job scoring runs with runners in scoring positions. They talk about all the time in baseball. Move runners to second and third, and they brought him in. So they've hit very well in the clutch. And good hitting. It's a right-handed batter hitting the ball to right field. Is a single on one hop. They got guys on the team that can run, too. So they've hit the ball very well, and they made things happen. Putting the bat on the ball. Hardly any strikeouts. They always talk about that, even in college, Major League Baseball, about putting the ball in play. Making the other team, coerce them into making plays, field the ball, throw the ball, very fundamental. Slide on fastball is good for a strike. The Hagerstown has been aggressive from the start. Good base running, playing well in the field, and on top of their game today. That ball had a little bit of movement on that sidearm pitch, a little up and away. So the Dominican Republic trying to get the force out at second base.
So it's still 2-1?
So a balk against the pitcher, and the runner moves up to second base. Sometimes they don't pause when they're on the mound, or once they pause, they move again before throwing the pitch. Short lead at second base. There's a lot of spin on that slider, and it's on the outside corner for a strike. Not really holding the runner on at second base, so he can take a substantial lead between the shortstop and second baseman. That will do it. Big inning for Hagerstown from Maryland. Lead at 11-3 here early in this ball game in Modesto, El Paso Ballpark. And you could tell by, if you watch the teams, the mannerisms of the Dominican Republic as opposed to El Paso. You could tell who's winning the game. But baseball, you're going to play at least 7 innings, so it's not determined by the clock. So you always have a chance if you can get a rally going. So the game's not over generally in the second or third inning, and you're here to play International World Series, so you might as well have fun and get up there and take your hacks. That's what I say.
we're talking
Master control.
There you go.
There we go.
Right? So that was the one big thing. Everything else is good. We're top 3 right now. Okay.
Would you fly up to Modesto from L.A.? All of a sudden you just appear.
Now batting number 9 is a
I'm
bad
glad you did. Who's this guy? There's always something I didn't do, that's for sure. So good to go, huh? Looking good.
You're alive right now.
Right on. Also, Hagerstown has a nice lead, 11-3. They've been very aggressive on the base path and at the plate today, more so than yesterday. But a lot of times it depends on your opponent. But they came out swinging the bat early, and excellent base running, good defense so far. But like I said in baseball, the game's not over with in the second or third inning, despite the fact the score is 11-3. You have now our first 2 games yesterday were blowouts, 17 to. I think it's 15-2 and 17-4, but the other 2 games are very tight, extra innings, 1-run affairs. And this is a little bit different since both teams are kind of scoring ball to the right against the screen. So they're confident against the Dominican Republic. Oh, I moved it. Okay, I'll get away from that cord. Yes, that looks good. Yes. Blue skies, no clouds. Fastball line foul down the right field line. That's over the fence, just beyond the dugout. 273 down the line and about 284 to left field, 310 to straightaway center. Had some balls hit that have rolled to the warning track. Nobody has hit the fence in the 5 games. Fastball ground to third, 1 hop, nice play. Throw across easy and in time. Diller made it look easy. You get good hops on the grass here. The grass is fairly thick, so the ball does not move that well. So when you're an infielder, the ball's hit you have to come up and make the play. You can't wait for the ball to arrive. It's not a fast infield, in other words. Well, baseball fields, the grass is cut differently. That's why we have a screen in front of us in a bar. And normally press boxes are up away, and many times they don't have windows, especially high school. Well, college they do, but they're up high. High school normally don't have windows. And they're behind a high backstop. There's a windup. Fastball fouled away, too. Came right to me. See the video camera shaking a little bit there? Well, yes. No, we're very close to home plate, but we've had more balls hit in our vicinity today than yesterday in 4 games. Normally they're off to the right or to the left, but there's some direct shots that would definitely break the windows in front of us. Shattering glass. 2-strike count. High and outside. So the Dominican Republic down 11-3, need to get some base runners. They're in a situation here where they're playing for 1 run. You got to get somebody on base and then start a rally instead of trying. And nobody's really going to hit a home run, I don't think, in this ballpark. So you're not going to get it back in 1 swing. And have a runner on base, whether it's via a walk or an error. You have to get base runners, and Hagerstown's had plenty of them today. Plenty of base runners. Put a lot of pressure on the Dominican Republic. So the question is, are they going to bunt the runner on and do hit and run? I think in a scenario like this, when you're down 11-3, you just want to get a run or two to get some confidence. Ball is hit, base hit to left field between third and short. That was solid, number 18. So we have 2 runners on with a run in scoring position, second base.
Now batting number 11, Rodriguez.
Who has pitched today for DR, a slight open stance. Now he wants to at least move the runners to second and third, but obviously he'd rather get a hit. Runner at second, almost going. Waves at a slow curve out in front of it, 0-1. So he's got the, I like it, blue cleats, which kind of match his jersey. A little bigger lead at second base in the stretch. And a fake throw back to second. Everybody's home. Now the video screen's looking great. It's looking very professional. Ball had a lot of drop to it. Looked like a fastball, and it dropped at the last moment. Had good spin by Brookins. So Brookins on the hill. High fastball inside. Number 14. He's up 11-3, his team, Hagerstown. Fastball fouled away. Got a piece of the catcher, I think. Those foul tips are tough, I tell you. That's why I played catcher only one game my entire life. My friend caught me all the time, so I decided to catch him once. That was okay. He pitched, I caught one time. I think I'd lose my speed playing catcher all the time. So the Dominican Republic trying to move runners on. They're at first and second now. And sometimes you have to score one run at a time, being down 11-3. But I think it's a great opportunity for them to score some runs in this inning. They got the people on base. Down by 8, cut into the lead. And so they get a gift on a tough pitch to handle, and it runs to second and third. One thing about this particular diamond is that the catcher doesn't have that far to run for the ball to the backstop. So generally runners will just take one base, not two. Slow curve, grounded to second. Actually, great play by the pitcher. Throws him out at first, and a run scores. So it's 11-4. And that's a good job by the hitter to bat the ball to the right side, at least get in that runner. And a nice play by pitcher Brookins to go to his left, field it, and throw the runner out on a slow hit ball.
Now batting, number 13, Martinez.
Martinez with that slightly open stance, number 13. And we do have a runner at third for the Dominican Republic. One run in, down 11-4. Takes that fastball away for a strike. All these kids look so perplexed when an outside pitch is called for a strike. That's the type of pitch you'd have to swing at on a 2-strike count because it's that close. Throw back to third. Diving back. So Brookins aware of what's going on. He's alert as a pitcher. So a 7-run advantage for Hagerstown, but I think they're going to score more runs in this game. Fastball. Past the pitcher, base hit to center. Tough play for Brookins. Another run in for the Dominican Republic. And it's 11-5. So they're hitting the ball in this inning. Now, with the shifts in Major League Baseball, most of those balls hit like that are outs because the second baseman or shortstop is playing behind second base, which I don't like. But we're playing regular baseball, no shifts. And so I was always taught to hit the ball up the middle, the pitcher's feet, and you'll get a base hit. And that's been the case in the games we've seen here. If it gets by the pitcher, it's a tough play for the pitcher to go down. But in Major League ball, most balls hit up the middle or fielded by the second baseman or shortstop, depending on where the shift is. So 11-5, run at first, and we have right-hander against right-hander in this inning. So, like I said, DR has to be feeling better. They've cut the lead down to 6, and they've scored some runs. They had 3 runs in the first, so offense has been okay today. Manny Nunez has entered the house. I'm trying to figure out how that's an easy stolen base. And so they're running scoring position, Dominican Republic. Brookins didn't even look at him. Kind of just let him go. He didn't hold him. I figured Manny flew from LA to here, or he happened to be in the area. Almost like the president has arrived. Fastball popped up, hit under it. First baseman foul grounds, battling that sun, makes the catch. Good job. See, it's tough. So 11-5 in favor of Hagerstown over the Dominican Republic. BNN Productions, Pony 13 under World Series, International World Series, here in Modesto, Bell Passy Ballpark. Okay, Hagerstown comes up. We're on the bottom of the 3rd inning. 11-5 they lead. DR had a couple of runs their last at bat. Of course, Hagerstown has been scoring, from the outset of the game, and I think they'll put up more runs on the board, so it's going to be a high-scoring game for both teams. I think the Dominican Republican hit the ball too. They showed it. It's a matter of having fun out there. Brookins grounded to third, an easy toss, 1 up and 1 down. Yeah, this should be our highest scoring game of the 5 from the standpoint of both teams. We had the 2 blowouts yesterday where one winner had 17, the other had 15, but the teams that lost only scored like 3 and 2. And then last night, games 3 and 4, there were extra innings, 3-2 counts on both. So we had a couple of pitcher duels. One was 9 innings and the other was 8. Slide on fastball down in the dirt. But I think, at this age, you don't want to be too technical about playing. It's about, you want to make the plays, but you want to have fun doing it too, because you don't want it to be a bad experience. I mean, they're playing ball. There could be a lot of things worse than that, right? I wish I was still playing. Sidearm is hitting the air down the right field line in foul territory. A little breeze moving left to right here at Bell Passy Ballpark, field number 1. Manny Nunez likes to be at field number 1. The best of 4. Got a good sidearm pitch, catches the inside corner. Myers like looking around, where was that? They have a black part around the plate. And sometimes the ball doesn't go over the white part, which you see is like a black part. And a lot of umpires give it another 2 or 3 inches. So I've seen a lot of pitches here. I don't try to say it too loud because the umpire is like 15 feet away. I've seen strikes called that are 1 foot inside. And I'm close enough. I don't have this kind of vantage point when I do Liberty Baseball in Bakersfield. I'm way off to the right. Left-hander against right-hander. Linton up there, number 21. So our Cyclone fence, our gate in front of us, getting a workout today. And the camera hanging tough. We have the intelligence and Manny show up, and so we use the video bag as kind of a foundation for the video camera. And I thought about that, but see, I'm not. I think about things 60% where Manny's 100%. And that gives a little more stability. Like the blue helmet number 21 has for Hagerstown. That's a little bit low and outside to Linton. So you have blue on the back, white on the top, and then green on the bill. Man, we didn't have colors like that. We just wore blue helmets or red helmets. That was it back in the day. Lack of color. Left down against right-hander. Fastball right down the pipe. May have a little bit of movement. As I mentioned, Linton is one of the few players, kids playing today youth baseball, does not wear gloves. He's like me back in the day. Pick up the dirt and rub it on your hands and go for it. It's fouled off to the left. See? Old school. This is like a habit where he picks up dirt and rubs it back and forth. Most batters use 2 gloves, and of course many one. Then when they get on the base path, they have another glove because they dive forward. Got him swinging. That was a great pitch with a lot of spin action. Hagerstown out, so they were put down, and our score 11-5 here from Belpasse Ballpark. So a good inning for Dominican Republic from a defensive standpoint. Since they scored twice in the last inning, they're back to the game, only down 11-5, so they feel better about themselves and are having a little bit better time today. So they know there's still time to come back to the ball game, because this is baseball, not basketball or football, where you have a time constraint. 11-5. Mark Heffernan along with Manny Nunez, B&N Productions.
Oh, that's a lot better. That is a lot better. So notice what I did? I got the
Great job.
yeah, that's a lot better.
Manny Nunez knows how to set things up. We have the video camera, and he's able to put the viewfinder of the camera inside of a bar on the outside of the Cyclone fence, and so we can see everything. And see, we need master's graduates here. Now, some of these things I think about doing, I'm thinking, I don't know if it's going to work, and if a ball is hit hard to the fence, like in front of me, is it going to knock the camera off? So I think about all that kind of stuff. But if it works, it works. Brookins back on the hill, number 14. He's done a good job today. Got a nice arm. Kind of throws easy. Now they have a pitch count for all. Okay, so we still have an 11-5 game in favor of Hagerstown from Maryland. And Dominican Republic has played better the last inning as far as offensively and defensively. It's 11-5, so they're competing. And I do think more runs are going to be scored, but maybe the game will slow down a little bit for the run production. Both teams really came out swinging the bat. I think the pitching is caught up a little bit. But you never know. 11-5 is a lot of runs when you consider the game is only in the 4th inning. Remember, we had the last 2 games yesterday were 3-2 and 3-2. They went 9-8, so runs were hard to come by, and the pitching was excellent on both sides. These guys on the hill had spinning sliders, off-speed, fastball, moved the ball around the plate, and they dominated the hitters. All the runs that were scored were maybe off an error or something like that, or a base hit where we had a double. Then we had a single to bring in a winning run in one game, but hits were hard to come by. Hagerstown looking for more as they're up 11-5.
0-1 to Diller.
0-1. So he's a right-handed batter. It's a right-handed pitcher. Righty against righty. That good sidearm pitch with a slide by Diller. High in the air to left field. It's caught. Yeah, those fly balls are a challenge today with the high sky, just like they were yesterday. It seemed like it's more to left field or center field than right field. It's Mr. Bird. Luke Bird ready to get on base for Hagerstown. Sidearm fastball down and away. Looks like the catcher has a new glove, or looks fairly new. Playing him regular depth at short and at second base. Ball spinning. Slow hit grounded to third. Bobbled. Throws high. Safe. Bird is safe at first. Like I said, the infield grass here is high, it's thick, so the ball doesn't roll very quickly. So it forces a lot of infielders to come up, and if they bobble the ball, then they hurry it, and they throw it high or to the left or right of the first base. So any ball that's hit on the ground here, you really have to charge as an infielder. It doesn't come to you very fast. I'm not sure how fast the infield is the dirt, but I know that the grass is thick and it doesn't roll much. And when you're forced to throw a ball quickly or off balance, and you tend to throw it away. Even players younger, older than these guys in high school. So runner at first and Bird with a moderate lead. Fake like he's going. The ball is bunted foul by Costner.
Foul bunt. 0-2 is the count.
Now, the second baseman is playing over from his vantage point, far away to the left of second base. Shortstop will be covering on a comebacker to the pitcher. And they like to get a force out at second, Dominican Republic. Ball is hit to third, goes second for, second base was not quite there. And the throw was near the base, and it wasn't picked up by the 2B. If I was an official scorer, I don't know if that would be an error on it, if that's an error on the third baseman or on the second baseman. Kind of threw the ball a little bit too quickly. See, the second baseman, as I said, was playing way over. He's a long way from the bag, so the third baseman hurried the throw, and 2B was not quite at the base. So maybe they won't call anything. I don't know. You're taught to throw the ball at the base, but the person you're trying to throw the ball to has to be in the vicinity. Unfortunately for Dominican Republic, the ball did not go into right field. 2 runners on for Hagerstown. Costner, great bunt, but it's fouled. I like the location. Left-handed batter trying to knock it down the third base line and move those runners up to second and third. And he doesn't have to do that with a bunt. He can just, swing away. But his main intention with the first baseman and third baseman playing in is to move the runner. But I'll tell you, if he dragged it to first base, I think he'll move the runners to third. That's the second base. Throw back to first in time, so the runners do move up. So good job by Costner.
2 down.
Move the runners up to second and third. 2 down, but that's excellent team baseball.
11-5 ball game in the bottom of the fourth.
That's as good as a hit. You get people moving on defense.
Now batting.
First baseman had to hustle back to the bag to take the throw from the 2B because he was playing in for the bunt. So a lot of things were going on that particular play. Runners at second and third. Ball's popping there, fouled to the right. Hamlin, number 10, looking to drive something. Now, you look at the uniforms of Hagerstown. The numbers are smaller on the front, and they're in red. And on the back, different colors. It'd be tougher if they were a football team playing at night, and you had to call their numbers quite a bit. I could see them during the day because they have the nice backdrop of the white. But some uniforms in football are just really difficult. Don't have much contrast. Well, it's hit solid to center field. That's a base hit. 1 run will score, and now 2. Good job. Like I said, Carpenter and Bird scoring. Yeah, Hamlin, they've done an excellent job hitting with RISP, runners in scoring position, Hagerstown. They may get some breaks to put people on base, but move them along to second, third. Then the guy comes up with a clutch hit. I think they've had 3 hits that were, 2 RBIs apiece. Putting the ball in play makes a lot of difference as they lead 13-5. 2 outs. Pitch down and away, 1-0. Weaver. Weaver had a nice lead off first base. I like when he scored from third last time he was out there. Dove. Taking those big leads. He has a lot of speed. He's an aggressive guy. Like I said, he played for my team any day. Fastball in the outside corner. I don't care about the size of a guy with baseball. I like his heart. And I like players with speed. They can make things happen. Because you can't teach that. Waves it. Slider up and away. 2 strikes on him.
1-2 count.
You can get bigger by lifting weights. Now you can get faster a little bit with good coaching, but generally you either have it or you don't, whether it's for the 100, 200, or 400, or even playing baseball. Ball's hit to third. Nice stab. Throw to first. Good dig. Wow, it's a good dig at first base, man. Best things I've seen. Okay, another couple of runs for Hagerstown. They lead 13-5 over the Dominican Republic here after 4. They'll pass the ballpark in Modesto. And Game 5, Game 1 today of our International World Series. Pony 13 and under. BNN Productions, Manny Munoz, co-owner with me. Hey, the co-owner shows up. He wants that excellence. I'm trying to learn as much as possible here. You look at Brookins, number 14. He's spent some time in the dirt today. Like that as a pitcher. Diving. The white uniform's dirty. Generally in Major League Baseball, pitchers, well, they don't hit. And so they're not diving on the bases for anything. Back in the day, they were. But he has been very effective. He's given up some runs, but he has a nice lead. So you pitch differently than if it was a 4-3 game. Like I said, you don't want to hit batters and give up walks. If they're going to beat you, they have to do it with base hits. But you have runs to work with, so you don't have to be perfect. And they're just trying to get so many pitches out of him. Pitch count.
Now batting for the Dominican Republic, number 9, Cepeda.
Cepeda, number 9, made a great play at first base to end the last inning. It looks like he's a youngster that has some power. He's got the 1 black and gold batting glove. It's like a lot of players, he uses 2. Most use 1. And in the past, they used golf gloves. They didn't have batting gloves back in the 70s. They used a golf glove when you're playing baseball. Now they got more specific. Curveball, bounce to third. Nice hop and toss to first. A little bit high, but in time.
Third baseman makes the play. First baseman makes the play. 1 down.
That's Diller. Diller 2-4.
Great backup by the catcher.
Yeah, the catcher was hustling on the play.
Vivas at bat.
Catchers basically back up that play in case it goes to the fence and there's like a ricochet. Took something off.
Nice big
And strike. 0-1 the count. 13-5 here on the top of the 5th. Brookins steps off the mound, peering in for his sign. High fastball, 2-0. number 14. Right-hander against right-hander. Shortstop playing over in the hole. Fastball gets by the catcher in the dirt, which is okay when nobody's on base. Playing him deep to right field and left.
2-1.
They know something about him. Going to pitch a low one outside, so 3-1. So good pitch for him to hit. He should get something, near the plate at 3-1. Off speed and fouled off to the right, out of play. Now we got a full count, 3-2. Play wants to get on base, down 13-5. Get some activity going for DR. Up the middle, big spot there, hit the ball. That was close, but it was low and outside.
A little outside. Runner on first with a walk.
Many pitches similar to that have been called strikes in the last 5 games.
Coming up to bat.
Seriously.
Number 18, Garcia.
So what will Casilla do? He try to bunt the runner over, or is he going for a base hit? His job at the minimum is to move the runner to second base. He's probably going to swing away, so he wants to drive into second or third. You're down 13-5. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Like fairly straight stance. Short lead at first. Like I said, if he can get back standing up, he doesn't have a long enough lead. He won't be diving back to first base. If I'm the coach, that's what you got to do. Brookins throws it low and inside.
It's a ball, 2-0.
Let's have a meeting of the minds on the pitcher's mound. Maybe he's getting close to his pitch count. Doing fine with the runner at first, probably discussing, okay, they may try to sacrifice, move the runner to second. Balls it back to you. Who's covering second? Most likely the shortstop will. Ball's hit to the first baseman. Catcher has to cover first. Catcher backs up to throw. I'm not sure they're talking about all that. At any rate, the Dominican Republic has a runner at first base.
We got one sold here now.
You sure use a good try tip? Oh, yes.
It's good.
Oh, it's worth the trip then.
Well, there we go. Right-hander against right-hander with the runner at first. Low and outside.
3-0.
I think Brookins is getting a little bit tired. And I don't know what his pitch count is, but they do register pitch counts throughout the series, so the coaches are aware of it. Yeah, so he's a little bit off on his pitches in this inning. He's been sharp, just missing. So
Rodriguez coming up to bat.
Rodriguez for the Dominican Republic with runners at first and second, so they have a chance to plate some runs. And Brookins trying to get out of the inning, but just 1 out, 2 runners on. Force play is available. That's popped up. And foul grounds. And caught by the third baseman. Good job. 2 outs.
Down to third base.
Yeah, that's good.
Territory. Chase Diller makes the grab. 2 down.
That was a good job by Diller. So first and second with 2 outs. Force at any base for the team in the field. So left-hander against a right-hander. Martinez, number 13, with that orange and blue bat. And I personally would like the blue and gold bat if I had one. Lefty against righty. Get a force at third, second, or first. Ball's hit to right center field, but playable.
Nice
Yep,
play by your center
that was.
fielder in the
Good
inning.
job in center field. He read that right off the bat. Got a good jump on it. 13-5 as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
You know what? I got a face for radio. That's what they say.
Hagerstown 13, Dominican Republic 5. Yeah, and some of the balls hit into the outfield that I've seen in games, the outfielders have not many times had a great jump on the ball, but he did that time. He read it very well. They have trouble with the pop flies because we have a cloudless sky like yesterday, but that, you see the center fielder really read it well. I thought it was going to drop, but as soon as it was hit, he had a jump on it and was under control. And that's what they teach you as you grow up and everything. You have to read the ball off the bat. They call it get that jump on it. So the Dominican Republic down by 8 runs as we enter the bottom of the fifth. Hagerstown. This game has slowed down a little bit, offensively. The teams really came out poking the ball around, and 13-5, and I thought it would be a game that would be higher scoring for both teams. The two we had yesterday, last night, were games that went into extra innings. They were both 3-2. And earlier games were one-sided. First two games were one-sided yesterday. These teams are evenly matched. In fact, the last 3 games that I've seen, the teams are very evenly matched. And here comes the catcher. Hagerstown looking for more in this inning as we enter the bottom of the fifth.
Bottom 5, 13-5, Hagerstown. Manny Brookins coming up to bat, number 14.
What's Brookins' job is to get on base. Even though you have an 8-run lead, doesn't mean you stop playing. You can't run out the clock in baseball, not like football or basketball. If you have 2 hits in the game, go for 3. You have 3 hits, go for 4. You don't stop because you feel sorry for the other team. It's a different sport. It's not determined by the clock. You don't run out the clock in the sport, in other words. Can't stall and, change of possessions, things like that. Sidearm fastballs outside. He has a lot of movement on his pitches. 1-ball count. Slide arm with speed for a strike.
2-1 to count.
That's a tough pitch with a right-handed batter up there because the ball has a lot of spin and it's moving either up and away or down and away. There you go. A little jam action to Brookins, and it's fouled away off to the right. So 2 strikes on him. 2-2. Playing him straight away. Right, center, and left. And same scenario as far as the infields are concerned, the shortstop and the second baseman. That's a good-looking pitch. And strike 3. It had a little bit of movement. It was up over the waist, but they have a higher strike zone. For years, the American League always had a higher strike zone than the National League. Same Major League Baseball, 2 leagues, different styles. And for many years, the American League had a DH, designated hitter, and the National League didn't. And now they're kind of on the same page, so to speak. Sidearm pitch. Popping near to shallow right field. That's caught.
It's 2 down. Nice play by your center fielder, number 13.
Yeah, he had some speed. So Martinez, we've seen a couple of good plays by the outfielders in the last couple of innings. They haven't had a lot of chances in the other games, but this particular games we've seen some good jobs defensively. Jessen, number 8, checking in.
2 down.
The yellow bat, right-hander against right-hander. No, I like that bat. Yeah. Bright yellow, a bit of black to it. Uh-huh. Either that or orange, a bright orange. 2 outs. Sidearm. Hit deep to left center field. Man, it's going to the fence. The biggest hit I've seen in 5 games. Longest hit. A double, stand-up double. That ball was whacked out there to left center field. .310 to center. That scenario, I'd say it's about 280 or so to left center field.
Mason Litton coming back in to run.
Livin coming in at second base. He's in scoring position. For Hagerstown. But sidearm and a pitch up. 1-0. So runner in scoring position. Again for Hagerstown, who leads 13-5 over the Dominican Republic here in the bottom of the 5th. From Modesto. Now he's going more sidearm. Throw back to second, a little bit high, and everybody's safe. Now you're kind of wondering if the runner at second base is 10 feet off second base, shouldn't he think about going to third when the ball's in the air by the catcher, the catcher throwing behind him? Guys don't think that way because he really didn't have that big of a lead. Will he go to third? I don't think so. They have a 13-5 lead. He's in scoring position. It's not really necessary to steal third base unless you're going for a record. Thought on with a lot of spin. And Diller walks number 24. Diller make things happen for Hagerstown. He's got a great name, Luke Bird.
Runners on first and second, 2 down. Luke Bird at the plate.
So he's got to hit the ball somewhere, but you know the force is in effect on all the bases for the Dominican Republic, and that was a slider that did not move. Low and inside, 1-0. So he's trying to hit the ball somewhere, make the defense make a play. Playing him shallow in the outfield, little sidearm job, way outside.
That one's outside, 2-0.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 5th, Hagerstown and a fastball in there for a strike to Bird, number 1.
2-1's the count. 2 down.
Bird wants to make contact in this pitch, hopefully get a hit because he doesn't want to ground out. But you know, anything's better than striking out. You just want to make contact. Slide arm with a lot of spin, throw back to second. The runner goes to third. The balk. Like I said, when I throw to second base, I'm at second base, I'm running to third. So runners at second and third, both in scoring position for Hagerstown. So a base hit could drive both of them in.
2 down, Luke Bird.
Bird, number 1 with his opportunity, with runners at second and third. Outfield moves in just a shade. Up and away slider.
3-1's the count.
So 1 ball away from loading them up. Saying, let's go, Luke. Pops it up, fouled.
Count is full.
Well, gentlemen, with the count full, 3-2 and 2 outs. The runners are moving. They're at second and third. First base is open. From the stretch. Time is called by Luke Bird. I like that little gamesmanship. Get the pitcher off his rhythm. 3-2 from the stretch. Runners at second and third. Up and away, ball 4. Bird, number 1, works the walk. Hagerstown, he's the man. Bases jammed. And 2 outs. They have a pitching change coming up. 13-5 Hagerstown over the Dominican Republic. Game 5 overall, game 1 today from field number 1. Bill Passy Ballpark in Modesto. Mark Heffernan with you. Not really any fans to the right. They're very quiet. I think most of the fans are toward the left. When Covina played yesterday, they were rolling, man. Covina from Southern Cal. They had more fans than a local team. Fans are to the right. They said, we're coming from Southern Cal. We're going to make some noise. So remember, these pitchers are on a pitch count. And I thought that, Brookins for Hagerstown. Now, it's kind of tiring in the last inning. Throwing more balls. I don't know what his pitch count is, but he was more effective in the previous innings. Looked like he'd kind of reached his limit, so to speak. He has a big lead, 13-5. But each team has somebody taking care of the pitch count. And when I played, I don't think they even worried about pitch count. Could only pitch so many innings, in other words, per tournament. And in high school ball, it's so many innings per week. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th.
It's going to be number 10, Torres.
See what Torres can do. Bases jammed, 2 outs. Hagerstown looking for more with an 8-run lead. Think about this team. They've had a lot of big hits with runners in scoring position today. Fit very well in clutch. Fastball outside to Costner. Number 65. Playing Costner shallow in the outfield, actually deeper to right field and left. Not as deep to center. I didn't know he had that kind of power. What's the scouting report? Pitch out and away, 2-0. It's hard coming into a game when you're a relief pitcher and the bases are jammed and you got to throw strikes right away. That's what you want to do, throw strikes. It's right there down the middle, 2-1.
2-1's the count, 2 down.
Nobody's going anywhere on the base path. You have a 13-5 lead. You don't want the base runners to be overly aggressive, more cautious. Fastball down the pipe.
2-2.
2-2 to Costner. Looks like he's trying to work a walk. Like I always say, take your hacks. You're in an International World Series. The ball's close. Swing. God, I'm swinging on a high curve out and away. Good job. Coming in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So nothing more for Hagerstown. They lead 13-5 over the Dominican Republic as we head into the top of the 6th inning. Game 5 overall here. Pony 13 under International World Series in Modesto.
6th. Here we go. I'll be back and get a try tip. Do you guys want anything or?
Manny Nunez has joined me, the co-producer, co-owner of Being in Productions. I thought he was talking to me from L.A. He was in the car earlier. So he came here to make sure everything is right on. Show me some of the tricks of the trade, which I don't remember 5 minutes afterwards, but we got everything working, scoreboard, and actually the screen looks really good. He has a video screen inside a railing on the outside of the cyclone fence. I had it on a different side. And then, of course, we use a video bag to set the video camera on to give it some stability. All these little things. And it was pretty cool. And I saw him show up. It was like the president had arrived. 13-5. Right-handed batter for the Dominican Republic.
Hernandez at the plate.
Hernandez, and we have Brookins still pitching for Hagerstown. I thought that he lost his feel a little bit the last inning, but I guess he hasn't exceeded the pitch count. High and away fastball. The Dominican Republic, the visiting team, and Hagerstown, the home team. Top of the 6th, and no outs. Yeah, that's a good-looking picture there. Yeah, I learn something every day. Some things I don't want to learn. That's another story. Some balls have been hit extremely well in this particular ball game, and we saw one that roll up to the fence in left center. Longest I've seen hit in 5 games. They don't play the hitters deep, though. Most of the outfielders are either shallow or in moderate length. 2-2 the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brookins looked like he had struggled with his control in the last inning. Doing okay here, batter number 1. A little high and inside.
Hernandez at the plate. Count is
Got a
full.
big lead, 13-5. Hernandez trying to get on board.
Trying to get something started for the DR, trying to make a little comeback.
Well, the thing about the Dominican team, they had a rough start today. High fastball for a strike. He was ready to go to first base and took a called strike that was up high. Number 20, my favorite number, by the way. That was my number in high school my senior year.
Now batting number 17, Sepulveda.
Sepulveda with that white helmet. Now, I like gold helmets, but it has to match the color of the uniform I'm wearing. I play for teams that are green, white, or green, black. Or I think red and white, so it wouldn't match them. High and inside fastball, ball 1.
Ball's high.
Riley against right. Down and away.
Low and away, ball 2.
13-5 in favor of Hagerstown over the Dominican Republic. We are in the top of the 6th. Remember, we had 2 extra inning games back-to-back, Game 3 and Game 4 yesterday. It's a fastball, catches at the outside corner.
2-1's the count.
Ball's popping in the air to shallow center field. That's a nice catch. A lot of balls have been hit between short and center field in the last 2 days, and many of them have dropped. It's a tough play with a high sky with no clouds, but that was caught out there by center field. Over the shortstop's head, it's hard for him to go back for it. And then they look up and they can't find the ball. Base hit to center field. Solid hit. Here's that aluminum.
Right into center. Asensio gets on first.
Asensio at first. They try to keep this drive alive in the top of the 6th inning. Versus Hagerstown 13, Dominican Republic 5. Overall, our 5th game, Game 1 today. Pony 13 and under International World Series. It wasn't around when I was playing. I wish it was. Of course, that was in another century. Another lifetime. So your job, if you're number 10, is to make contact. Like I said, if you hit it on the ground, it's a very slow infield, the grass. Right there. Shortstop's got to come up throwing on the run. That's a nice play.
play there.
That was.
Third out.
Had to come up. So nothing across for the Dominican Republic. 13-5 Hagerstown as we go to the bottom of the sixth. That throw, on a smaller diamond. But that's what you have to do to compete at basically in college and beyond. Make those strong a place to your right. Shortstop is in the hole, and third baseman's going to your right at the foul line. You got to field it, get rid of it quickly, and have some oomph to it to get a decent runner going to first. The fast guys, you probably won't get out, especially if they're left-handed batters. Right-hander, you may have a chance. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Yes, bottom of the sixth, 13-5 Hagerstown. Came out swinging the bat today and very aggressive on the base path, and really jumped on top of the Dominican Republic. It was 11-3 at one time, so they've dominated this game from the outset. Lowry coming up number 4, left-handed batter, lefty against a righty. So, 8-run lead
Coming in to play left field.
for Hagerstown. Tejada in left field. Just entering the game, so he's ready to play, ready to go. Lefty against righty with Lowry at the plate. Fading fastball, 1-0.
1-0 is the count.
Up and away, catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1.
1-1.
So we're in the bottom of the sixth, and I don't think this game will go into extra innings. What do you think? Yesterday's games were 2-2, and then the winner won 3-2. Ball's popped down the third base line towards the dugout, and no play.
Great effort by the third
You
baseman,
have
but ball
a lot more area here
Cyclone.
in front of the dugouts and down the lines, right field and left field, but not much directly behind home plate, which is a little bit to the left of us. So it's much smaller from home plate to the backstop. But then it kind of widens as you go right or left. Lowry waving that bat around, tries to poke it down the left field line. Hey, it falls in. Good job. And he takes a big turn, stays at first base. That's good hitting. And with the lead, he was not trying to gamble there as Hamlin comes to the plate, number 10. I think Hamlin had an RBI hit in this particular ball game, number 10. Carpenter checks in at first base running. Of course, he's been playing in the game. Hamlin looking for a sign. Are we going to bunt? I don't think so. We're up 13-5. Hit away. Another question is, when you're leading 13-5, do you actually try to steal? It's kind of an unwritten rule in baseball. Hit the ball at shortstop. We'll toss a second for one. On to first. In time.
Nice
Double play.
Double play there by DR.
Yeah, it was kind of perfect for a double play. Ball hit right to short. Easy toss. Everything worked out very well.
Andrew Weaver.
Weaver's an aggressive guy, like his speed. He pitched yesterday in a game that we did. Number 2-2. Like I said, he's on my team anytime. I like guys with speed. I like guys that hustle. They can play different positions. Outside and way. You need, a combination of different players on a baseball team. These guys that can get on base and cause havoc to the opposing pitchers. They have speed. That can score from first on an extra base hit in the outfield. They can play anywhere from 2 to 4 positions. Have a good attitude. They always hustle on, apparent ground outs. And you need some guys that hit the ball for power. This is a comebacker. He's hustling that time and out record at first. So we head to the top of the 7th inning, 13-5 Hagerstown of the Dominican Republic, BNN Productions. Let me look at this. Now, this game is live, of course, but also you can catch this on demand on BNN Productions. A portion of all purchases will go to Pony Baseball. One game is $2, all-day access $5. A monthly subscription, including Pony 13 Under World Series, which is what we are viewing right now, is $12. And for download inquiries, inquiries, I like that. Email band, BANDN, productions, LA@gmail.com. Band and productions, LA@gmail.com. So an LA guy has come up to Modesto. Yes. Right on. Manny Nunez, the co-owner, decided to take a trip up here. Want to make it very professional. See, I'm more relaxed now than I was at the beginning of the game. It's not like they had things set up very well. Then there was some change made, and everything was just really bizarre. And a lot of technical issues involved with streaming that regular people don't know about. You can't go to number 20 unless you surpass number 18 and 19, or 19A. Grounded foul down the first base line, strike one.
One and one.
One ball and one strike. Brookins still on the hill. Got him swing with that slow curve. Low and away. Brookins has a rubber arm, man. He can pitch forever. I thought he was struggling 2 innings ago. He's still out there. The fastball is laced to left center field for a base hit. That should be good for at least 2. And he's going to try it. Nice dive at second. Make it look good. Diving double. Good job. He wasn't that confident when he rounded first about getting to second base. He decided to stretch from a single to a double. Now they're checking out, see if he touched first base. And they're saying that he did or he didn't. I guess he did. Yeah, he wasn't totally confident about going to second base, but he did. It was laced into left center field, so it was good. Runner at second. Fastball down and away.
1-0.
13-5, Hagerstown over the Dominican Republic. Slow curve, a little bit low. That was a mix-up by Brookins. Yeah, they're going with Brookins quite a bit today, even though I think he's running out of gas. The runner at second, trying to go as far as he can. Playing a little cat and mouse game at second base, keep the runner close. But generally, when you have a big lead, they don't worry about the runners that much. It's more about getting the batters when you have the lead in the game, which is substantial at 8. Fastball Mitch's low and away. Top of the 7th inning. So Hagerstown trying to put this one in the victory column. Off speed is down low. So like I said, Brookins has not pitched effectively as much as he did earlier. I just think he's getting tired, but I'm not the coach. Yeah, runners at first and second, nobody outs. You could keep a guy in when you have a big lead like this. You can afford to give up runs. If it was a 2-run game, he probably wouldn't still be pitching. He looks for a sign from the stretch with runners at first and second, and nobody out, top of the 7th. Down the pipe, at the knees, 0-1.
Strike one.
No balls, 1 strike. I do not think the runners are on the move. Can't really gamble in a situation where you're down by 8 runs in the 7th inning. Runs are precious. You can get picked off and you can get thrown out trying to steal. It's not really very important. And if you're ahead by 8 in the 7th inning, you probably, good idea not to try to steal. If you came up again in the game, they may throw at you. At least they used to do that when I played, but now it's a kinder game.
1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second for the Dominican Republic. Curve down and away, 2-1.
2-1's the count. 2 on, nobody out.
Maybe Hagerstown are saving their other pitchers. Second baseman playing over from second. Ball hit to his left, stays in front. Goes for the force at shortstop the first, in time. And good throw to first base, double play. So second baseman had to go to his left, throw back to his right to the shortstop, came across the bag, and got to run at first base. So kind of an unusual looking double play, but both work, so we have 2 outs. Excellent throw from the second baseman, because he got to go to his left for spinning and throwing back to the shortstop at second base, who came across the bag. So run at third with 2 outs for the Dominican Republic. Ball's fouled away just to our left. Out of play, 0-1. That's the best double play I've seen in the 5 games. It's been very few double plays. That was the best one because of the way it was executed. Oh, yeah. 2 outs, 1 to go, and the ball's popped in the air. Foul grounds, first baseman's got it, and it's a victory for Hagerstown as they defeat the Dominican Republic 13-5 in regulation. 7 innings here. No extra innings here, 8-run cushion, and they got started off very well from the outset, hitting the ball well. Excellent pitching, good defense. You saw that double play, which was the best I've seen in 5 games. So they win 13-5, they move on. Dominican Republic has, I believe, lost both games they've been in. So we have another game coming up at 1 o'clock today. That'll be Game 6 and Game 2 for today on B&N Productions. The Pony 13 Under International World Series, Bell Passy Ballpark in Modesto. I'm Mark Heffernan with producer Manny Nunez. Keep on watching. We want to hear how many of you are viewing our games and what you think about it. And be somewhat nice. That's okay. Talk to me in person. I'm here. I'll be walking around. 13-5 Hagerstown over the Dominican Republic on B&N Productions.